What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Friday Night SmackViews. So today I'm going to give out my reviews and results of what happened throughout the episode of Friday Night SmackDown, and we kick things off with Ms. TB featuring the new Mr. Money in the Bank, Otis. And if you guys don't know, Otis is one of my picks to win for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which is one of the two. Otis and Aleister Black, if you guys don't know from my predictions. And I was right all along that Otis is the winner. And let me just say, I am so proud of Otis. Like, I love Otis so much. Like, whenever it comes to, like, his, like, charisma and, like, he's, like, a funny guy. And the funny thing about this is that my brother doesn't even like Otis. Like, it's so weird because of, like, he doesn't want Otis to become Mr. Money in a Bank, but I proved my brother wrong that Otis is Mr. Money in a Bank, and somehow my brother has to deal with it. He's in the between of liking Otis and not liking him, but whenever it comes to him as Mr. Money in a Bank. But who knows? And while he was about to sit down on Ms. TV, like with one of those chairs, somehow a chair broke. I mean, I don't want to make fun of him. Like, he's like so funny. Like, he has a good sense of humor too. And showing up the photos and of him like when he was like younger back in the day. And Otis says that he grew up with a disability. I really don't like to bring up the word disability because I don't like to think about it. Sometimes I grew up with it, but I don't want to like explain to all of you until I have the confidence to tell you guys of what disability I am growing up with. It's the same with Otis. I don't know what disability he has, but that's not what I'm talking about. So they have a tag team match coming later on tonight, and Otis needs to find a partner. So it's going to be Miz and Morrison between Otis and a mystery partner of his choosing. We have the Intercontinental Championship tournament, which, if you guys don't know, Sami Zayn has relinquished his Intercontinental Championship, and he hasn't come to SmackDown ever since. But we kick things off with King Corbin versus Elias, and if you guys don't know, at Money in the Bank, Elias took out his vengeance on King Corbin when he attacked him with the guitar, and giving Otis a bit of an advantage when like the briefcase starts to fall out of AJ's hands and makes Otis win the contract. That was the first round of the tournament, and Elias rolled him up with a knee to the face, rolling him up to pick up the win over King Corbin, and that is revenge. And Otis is advancing to the tournament, and we'll see who will face Elias in the next week's tournament, which I will tell you in a bit. Up next, we have Naomi versus Dana Brooke. And somehow Dana Brooke seems to be better of a roll today, because I know that she was in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match but somehow failed. And Dana Brooke unexpectedly rolled up Naomi to pick up another win over Naomi. And look who comes to SmackDown Live. We have the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, returning to the Blue brand. And somehow it's like a brand-to-brand invitation, and things got a little bit interesting when the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, with her little playgirl Sasha Banks, comes down to the ring, and somehow they talk the talk all they want. And for whatever reason, Bayley challenges Charlotte Flair to a match, which Charlotte Flair accepted it. She doesn't have a question for Bayley. She has a question for Sasha Banks. As you can see, Sasha Banks is feeling a little bit like not herself. She's always on Bayley's corner all the time, and I want Sasha to go on her own. Like, Charlotte asks her a question: are you your own woman, or you're just Bayley's lackey? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Sasha Banks will turn on Bayley? I really want Sasha Banks to turn on Bayley so freaking bad. Like, I needed this. I need this moment to happen. If Sasha Banks turns on Bayley, I would be more happier than I expected. Next up, we have the first round, another match for the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. We have Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak And these two have been best friends, like maybe ever since they started to like become a tag team or something. But somehow it was a really great match between the two. But Daniel Bryan went for the knee lock to Drew Gulak, having no choice but to tap out. And therefore, Daniel Bryan is your winner and will be advancing to the tournament. It's really interesting because 5 years ago, Daniel Bryan was Intercontinental Champion and had to relinquish due to an injury. And in 2016, he had to retire. And boy, that was an intense moment for Daniel Bryan. But now that he's back in action, years from now on, will Daniel Bryan be able to reclaim the Intercontinental Championship he never lost? Coming up on SmackDown Live next week, we will have champion versus champion, Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. The question I have for you guys, I will say it again, will Sasha Banks turn on Bayley? And then we have two first round of the Intercontinental Championship tournaments. We have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And then we have Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. The match that we've all been waiting for between those two. Ever since Jeff Hardy made his return to SmackDown Live, and Sheamus has been hearing Jeff Hardy's words coming out of Michael Cole's mouth or his head or what. And then next week we have the mixed tag team match between Otis and Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler. And speaking of Otis, we have a tag team match. Miz and Morrison versus Otis and his mystery partner, the Universal Champion, Braun Strowman. And what's really funny during the match, that Otis and Braun Strowman did the double caterpillar. And whenever Otis does the caterpillar, it makes me laugh so hard. And they went for the double elbow to Morrison. And it was turning out to a pretty good match so far. But hold up. Braun Strowman went for a counter when Morrison was about to do his little tornado DDT, but somehow Braun Strowman countered and went for a power slam to pick up the win for his team. And Mandy Rose came to congratulate Otis, but Braun Strowman knew what's going on. Otis was about to maybe go for a sneak attack or maybe became Universal Champion or cash in his Money in the Bank contract. But no, Braun Strowman cuts Otis with his eye. Even though when his back is turned, he turned to Otis he knew what was going on. And somehow things are still getting under control and they're still friends, but Braun Strowman he doesn't play mind games no more. He's done with the mind game situation. So that's going to be it for today's episode of Friday Night SmackViews. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys enjoy SmackDown. There's still more to come coming next week on SmackDown and also this week for Monday Night Raw. Let us know down in the comments below. What did you think of Friday Night SmackDown Live? Want to thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye guys!